What's going on, people? You know what it is. It's your boy Nando, and it's the Pound for Pound Boxing Show. In today's episode, we're in association of One Boxing. Check them out. One Boxing on Instagram. Special guest today, Adam Lopez, fighting on the undercard of Michaela Mayer against Isaac Dogboe. Let's get him on now. Let's see if we can get the champ on. How you doing, champ?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Just want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to us today. It's an honor to speak to you. You know, we've been trying to get you on for a while, and it's great to finally get you on.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, no problem.
How's things in LA at the moment? How's camp?
Camp's going good. You know, so far it's a very solid camp. Feeling very excited. Feeling ready for the fight. It's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a very exciting fight.
It's an amazing fight. 50-50 fight. You know, Isaac Dogboe being from the UK, he's ranked number 3 in the rankings in Britain. He's only lost twice against arguably right now the number 1 in the division. What makes Adam Lopez different from his other 21 wins?
I just believe I got some tools. I got a lot of tools in my box, and I believe I'm gonna use every single one I need. I'm gonna need every tool I got. I'm gonna stick to my basics, to my fundamentals, and I'm gonna just follow the game plan. You know, Isaac's a very talented young man. He's strong, but I think my size and my reach is definitely gonna give him some problems. You know.
No, I echo that 100%. Is good. You definitely got some advantage compared to his other previous opponents that he's beaten. Do you think the fact that you've been more active than him during the pandemic and the lockdown is another advantage that you have over him?
Definitely, you know, that's also an advantage. I've had I had a fight in the pandemic. I just fought in February. Yeah, I've been active. You know, I've been fighting. Top Rank's been keeping me very busy. He hasn't fought in about a year, so he's definitely got to shake off the ring rust. But he's experienced. He's a former champ. You know, so he knows what it takes to get right back in there and shake off the ring rust after a few rounds and get back to what you're used to doing.
Okay, I know I ask my guests this all the time. Some answer it, some don't. Can you see this fight going the distance?
I could see it going the distance. I could also see it getting stopped early. It just depends how well I execute the game plan and how much I listen to my corner. They always tell me just listen and everything else will get taken care of. Every time I listen, it works. And sometimes I get ahead of myself and I get caught up in the fight. I start getting excited and I want to start, you know, doing more than what I should when the basics is what keeps working. And it keeps me ahead of the game. And, you know, I just got to be smart and be mindful in there. And it should be a good night. I should come out victorious.
I want to bring up, obviously, you fought Oscar Valdez in the past, and obviously it didn't go your way that night. A lot of your fans would have seen that since that loss, you've improved a lot technically in the ring. Do you think that you needed that? Obviously, no one likes to lose, but do you think you've learned a lot from that fight since Oscar in your previous fights?
I'm coming to a point where, the fights I've had since Oscar, the 2 fights after that, I got confidence. I got momentum on my side. You know, I'm improving every fight. I'm learning new things every camp. You know, I'm always in the gym every day, and I got a solid team behind me. And you know, every day we're working on something. We add into the game. We add into Adam Lopez. You know, we add in more and more tools, more tricks, and you know, I've got a lot of experience under my belt. I know I have less fights than Isaac, but I've been in there with a lot of good guys. You know, I've never turned down a fight. I've always stepped up to the plate. And with that, you know, I feel like I'm ahead of the game with that. With where I'm at in my career, I feel like I got a lot of experience with the 17 fights I got. I feel like it's coming together very well, and I'm a lot more confident now, knowing that I could hang with the big guys. You know, I could hang with the top dogs, and that was on a day's notice. You know, if I had a full camp with Valdez, it might be a completely different story. And you know, they gave me a lot of time for this fight, and I've been training very hard and I got a lot of good things going for me right now in this camp. It's first time I'm working with a nutritionist, so he's getting me right. My supplements, my food, everything is on point right now. We got great sparring. We got, great corner, as you know, Buddy McGirt, my other coach Ivan. Everything, all the ducks are lining up right now.
No, like I said before, it's going to be a great fight. People who have followed your career know that you've never backed down from a fight. A lot of on your resume are hard fights, and this one is a really hard fight because, like I said, he is ranked number 3 in Britain for a reason. He's only behind Josh Warrington and Kid Galahad. And there's some big talent in the UK as well, and to be ahead of the other talent, you got to be good. So hats off to you for taking this risk. But the best got to fight the best, and you can't avoid them. And to show and to even these are the kind of fights that you need to climb the rankings and be ready for the top dogs in the division and fight for the world titles. Yeah, so exactly. It's a great learning curve as well.
Yeah, definitely. I always had a feeling this fight was going to come about. Once I heard he moved up, I was like, yeah, they're probably going to throw Dogboe at us and see what happens. Because, we right there. We right next to each other. And it's funny, me and Dogboe, we used to have the same manager. The first 3 years I had in my career, we were under the same manager. So I always knew who he was. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's Dogboe. Like, he's a stable mate. But then once we both left that manager for our own separate reasons, then I was like, yeah, this fight might come about. Eventually down the line, he's winning, I'm winning. They're gonna line us up and see who's gonna get pushed up to the next level.
Obviously, the focus is Dogboe, and you should never look past your opponent. We've seen in the past, fighters that look past their opponents. But not trying to get you to call anyone out. But what is the plan after that? You beat Dogboe, you climb up the rankings. If it was your choice, who would you fight?
The plan was to get Conlan next. The winner was supposed to get Conlan, but from what I'm hearing, Conlan turned it down, and he didn't want anything to do with me. So that was kind of just pushed off the table. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit down with Top Rank, and we're gonna go over game plan and see what's next. I feel like I'm right there, I would like to see what Navarrete is going to do, if he's going to stay at 26 or if he's going to move up. If he stays at 26, I would love that fight, I know he's got a lot of momentum going for himself as well, so that would be a very tough fight, as we've seen what he did to Dogboe.
Twice.
Twice. He's dangerous. He's very dangerous. But I've been hearing he might be moving up. So if he moves up, that kind of opens up the division wide open for myself and whoever else wants to step up for that title. And if he decides to stay, then I would like to challenge him for that title. If not late this year, then next year, whatever the case is. But I just want to stay active. I'm not going to pick and choose and wait around for nobody. If it don't come about, I'm going to keep fighting. I got to make my money. I got to make my name and keep going no matter what.
We got some great talents in the UK. We got Jordan Gill, who's got the WBA international belt. We got Louis Lin, who just won the WBC international silver belt. Would you, if an opportunity came to fight another British fighter, would you travel to the UK to fight them, including Michael Conlan?
Yeah. When they brought Conlan up, I assumed they were gonna have us go over there, and I'd be like, that'd be an amazing experience to travel over there and fight him in his hometown. But once they said that he didn't want nothing to do with it, I said, all right, that's off the table. Let's see what's next. But I would love to travel. I've never been over there. I think it'd be a great experience to, that's what life's about. Go see different places and go do what you love somewhere else.
No, it's true. You learn a lot from traveling around the world. If some of the fighters that just stick to fighting, for example, just in Britain or just in the US, you've seen in the past, you get these European fighters who come with 27-0, but they only stayed in, for example, like Russia or Germany.
Yeah.
And then there's levels to this game. And then, if you don't learn around other places and fight the best, you're going to get found out. So it'll be good to see you in the UK. You'll be surprised how many fans you have here.
Yeah, no, my publicist is where she's from. She's from somewhere over there. I can't remember, but she's always getting me like interviews and stuff from people over there, and yeah, they all love me, man. I would love. She tells me she's gonna take me. I think after this fight, she wants to take me out there and meet some people and just get my name out there. So I mean, I would love to go out there, and I could see a fight happening down the line over there with Conlan or to whoever else. I know there's a lot of talent over there. Um, I think it'd be a great experience.
No, for sure, for sure. If you come to the UK, make sure you let us know, champ. We'd love to
Oh
meet you.
yeah, definitely. That'd be great, man. I'd love to meet everybody over there.
Brilliant. I put up on our story, we give the fans an opportunity to ask you questions, and I've got a few questions actually. One's from a guy called, well, you just put Cesar. He said, Adam, I'm a big fan of yours. I grew up watching your father fight. Apart from your father, who did you grow up admiring in boxing? Who are the fighters that you grew up watching?
Um, it's funny because when I was a kid, I just never really watched boxing. My mom kept me away from it. She never wanted me to get into this. She put me in every single sport but boxing: basketball, football, soccer, everything. Like anything she could think of, she put me in, hoping I would, not decide to box. But I just knew deep down this is something I wanted to do. Like once I got old enough, I said, "Mom, I'm boxing. You could try to stop me, but this is what I'm gonna do." So I
It's
didn't
in
get
the
to watch
blood.
boxing. Yeah, it's in the blood, man. So everything I wanted to do was right here. But I didn't really watch too many fighters growing up as a kid, besides my father, because I just had his tapes. I'd put his tapes in and I'd watch them, and yeah, I just admire his style and the way he carried himself and everything about it. But as I got older, and I started getting into boxing when I was, late mid teens, late teens. I would watch, like the well known guys that I would hear of, Sugar Ray Leonard, Ray Robinson, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, just natural talent that you would hear of, the big names. But someone that I would really, my dad actually told me to start watching was Salvador Sanchez. That was his favorite
Yeah,
fighter, and he said he would always try
one
to.
of the greatest. One of the
Yeah,
greatest.
one of the greatest. He would always tell me to watch him and watch how calm he is and watch how he carries himself around the ring. And he was just born for it. You could tell. So he was someone I would watch with my dad actually a lot. He would show me his fights, and I guess I would say Salvador Sanchez is another one I would watch as a youngin when I was about like maybe 13, 14.
No, I echo that. When I was growing up, obviously I grew up in the era where I was watching Frank Bruno, Prince Nassim, Mike Tyson. But my father and my uncle were diehard boxing fans, and I remember they used to have this debate and say, "Oh, Julio Cesar Chavez is the greatest Mexican fighter." No, it's Salvador Sanchez. So it was,
Yeah.
I had to watch both. So it's, Salvador, he was unbelievable, man,
He was great.
unbelievable.
He was amazing.
I got another question from, in fact, another guy called Cesar. So he said against Jason Sanchez, in the early rounds against Sanchez, it looked like Sanchez was just ahead in some of the early rounds. What kind of adjustments did you have to make to win this fight? Was it more of a mental adjustment, a physical adjustment, or both?
It was a mental adjustment, 100%. I went in there very tense and trying to force my shots and trying to. That was the first time I ever predicted that. Like I said, I'm gonna knock this guy out. No one's ever knocked him out, but I'm gonna knock him out. That was the first time I ever done that.
Wow.
So in my mind, I was like, I need to get this knockout. I need to get this knockout. So I was going in there trying to throw bombs and try to land shots, and it just wasn't who I am as a fighter. I'm more of a rhythm fighter and like more of a finesse fighter where I just let my natural abilities just take over. And when I was in there, I was kind of thinking too much, and I was trying to force it, and I just didn't feel in control of what I normally do. And I was like, man, what's going on with me? Like, why am I acting like this? And I don't know. I just got in my head, and I just said, you need to relax and let what you normally do take over. And that was around the third, fourth round. And I stopped worrying about landing every shot. And I said, all right, just get in your rhythm and start flowing how you usually do it. And once I did that, the punches started coming out naturally without even me trying. And that's when I started taking over the fight again.
Amazing. It was a great performance as well. Um, I want to speak about another big fight that's happening tonight on Top Rank. Obviously, the undisputed fight, Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. I'm
I'm
sure you'll be
excited for
tuning
that.
in as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of this fight, and what's your prediction?
I got Josh Taylor. I think he got a little bit of everything. You know, he could box, he could bang. He's a little more finesse, and that's just the type of fighters I like. Ramirez seemed like he would just come forward and try to muscle him and throw body shots and come just put the pressure to him. But I feel like Josh got the goods. You know, he could do a little of everything, and he's nice. I feel like a lot of people don't know who Josh Taylor is, and I feel like tonight they're gonna find out exactly who he is and what he's capable of. He's a very talented 40-pounder, and yeah, I'm excited for this fight. It's gonna be an exciting night.
I echo that. I believe this could be contender fight of the year so far.
Yeah, definitely. The styles they match up. You know, it's a great matchup.
No, 100%. Well, I wanted to ask you as well. Because he came out today in an interview, and it's been rumors that if Josh Taylor wins tonight and Teofimo beats Kambosos, these two might get on. What's your
That's what
thoughts
I heard
on
as
that?
well, man. I heard Teofimo wants to move up to 40 and unify both divisions. And my hat off to Teofimo because he's going for the big cookie, the big fish out there, whatever you want to call it. He's challenging himself. He's doing things that people might tell him don't do. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. You should just take the easy route and fight guys in your weight class and be the king of the 35 division. But he said, no, I'm going up and I'm gonna take the best out. And if Josh Taylor wins and Teofimo decides to move up, that's huge. That's an exciting fight. Josh Taylor got the size, but Teofimo, he's just so talented and he's so hungry that it's hard to count him out. It's very hard to count out someone who's mentally like just that focused and got that much of a drive behind him. And I mean, he's very talented as well, so he could back it up. It's just that'd be very exciting.
And that fight deserves to be in UK in front of like 70 to 90,000 in a soccer stadium, and that would sell out quick.
I would go to that fight.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Just your opinion, if you have one, on this whole mess with the AJ Fury not happening, Wilder coming in last minute. Now they're saying that contracts are going to be signed soon. Wilder Fury could be the 24th of July, and we got Usyk AJ now.
I don't like how Wilder stepped in and did that. I think he should have just taken his loss, taken this time to better his game. If he does want that revenge, take his loss and take the time. Let them fight. You got more time to work on your skills. And I mean, as we've been seeing the videos he's been putting out, that he's working on different things that he was never working on before. I feel like before he was relying on that right hand, and it was winning every fight for him. So of course he's gonna rely on it. But he got away from his boxing ability. He's got a lot of experience. And I'm glad to see him working on this, but it's kind of late in the game, so we're going to see what he could do. But I wish Fury and Joshua would match up and he could maybe take the winner or maybe even the loser. If he beats the loser, then he can fight the winner. Yeah, the way he went about it, he saw them like, oh, look, they fighting. Let me try and get in there and mess this up. But, it's boxing. There's money to be made, and he wants a piece of the pie, so it is what it is. I think Fury's going to beat him again. I think it might be a little more difficult if he does make the changes. Then it might be a little more difficult. But I still see Fury, coming out on top again on that fight. And then Joshua Usyk, that's an exciting fight as well. Usyk got tremendous ability. He's got a lot of experience. It's just at a new weight class. We're gonna see what he can do with this new weight class. Joshua's he's a real heavyweight. He's a big heavyweight, and we're gonna see how he does.
The one thing, apart from one of the biggest heavyweight fight in history or British history, is not happening. We at the Pound for Pound Boxing Show have asked over nearly 50 interviews. At the end of the interview, who's going to win? And we were going to do a highlight reel. So that was a waste of time. But if the fight does happen, we still would do it. So I want to ask you, AJ Fury, if it does happen, who wins and why?
I got Fury. I think his speed is not seen too much in the heavyweight division. He's not stiff at all. He's very loose as a fighter. He could box. He could put the pressure. And his mental ability, he's got good mind games. You know, he can get you out of your game plan, and he's just good with his mouth. He knows what he's doing. And he's very entertaining. On top of that, but Joshua, you know, he could bang very hard. He can punch.
Yeah.
So it's a very close fight. It's a very close fight. I just feel like if Fury gets in his rhythm and he gives him those weird feints and that awkward rhythm, Joshua's gonna have a very time hitting him, and that's when Fury's gonna just have his momentum take over the fight. But you know, you can never count out Joshua. He's a real champion. But yeah, I think Fury will get that fight.
You know, if that highlight reel ever comes out, our page is just going to look like a Tyson Fury fan page, because we got like 48 people saying Tyson and 2 people said AJ. So it's just going to be nuts. Yeah, before I let you go, do you have a message for the fans for June 19th, and what can they expect that night?
Expect the best Brunos there is. I'm very focused. This is the most focused I've been ever in my career. I know how big this fight is. I know my opponent. I know he's a great fighter. So, you know, I'm coming with everything I got. Everything I got. You know, I'm putting everything I got into this camp. I'm training hard. I'm being very disciplined with everything. You know, I feel like this is the best Adam Lopez to date that will come June 19th. I'm ready to put on a show. I'm ready to be entertaining and make it fun. You know, I'm gonna have fun in there, and it's gonna be a great night. So just tune in. It's just the beginning. I'm on a roll right now. My momentum's on me, and it's gonna be a fun night. So just tune in, ESPN.
Brilliant. And not in a trash talk kind of way, more in a respectful way. Do you have a last message for Isaac Dogboe?
You know, I actually spoke as soon as they announced the fight. I had known about the fight for a few months. It was supposed to be in May, but we pushed it back to June. So I had already known about the fight. And then once they announced it, Dogboe, he mentioned me on his Instagram story. He said, "We're up, bro." Because I know Dogboe. Like, I know him. I know his brothers. I know his dad. You know, they're good people. And I've always had respect to them. They've had respect to me. And he carries himself like a professional. And I just told him, "Hey, man, it's an honor to share. It's going to be an honor to share the ring with you June 19th. God bless, and I'll see you soon." And he said the same thing back. "God bless, man. I'll see you soon. I hope training's going well." You know, it's nothing but respect to Dogboe. Nothing personal at all. You know, it's strictly business. I know he takes this very serious, this boxing, and I take it very serious as well. So, you know, nothing bad towards Dogboe. You know, I got love for the guy. He's a good dude. He's a good champ. So, you know, we're both gonna put on a show. It's gonna be an exciting night.
Brilliant. It's good to see 2 professionals being 2 gentlemen as well towards this fight, because it will mean a lot for the winner going forward and climbing the rankings. So a lot is on the line for this fight. So it's brilliant to see that.
Definitely, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Adam, I want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to us today. It's an honor to actually speak to you finally. And I hope we get to see you in the UK soon, sooner than later. And I wish you, and Dogboe, both of you, may the best man win on June 19th. And we can't wait for a great fight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Take care and stay safe.
All right, you too.
Take care, champ.